Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sunny here, and we are now looking at episode 3 of Doctor Who for this season. And taking up where they left off last week, the Doctor still cannot get Belinda back to her time period, so he's going to need to take another reading. Kind of a triangulation type thing. So they pop off somewhere else, going from the first reading, and end up in the far, 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 far future on a ship. Well, they're going to have to blend in, so they change into basically soldier outfits. And they come out, and they're immediately handed, hi, they're immediately handed helmets, which they put on, and then they do a space jump onto a planet. Where once they've landed, the rest of the soldiers realize they don't know those two people. But thankfully, the Doctor's psychic paper that he whips out shows that he's actually a high ranking officer there to give them tests on the mission. And what is the mission? Well, this is a mining planet. And they've lost contact. So the space marines basically, were sent to look and see what happened. This is starting to sound familiar. Anyways, they get into the mining complex, and everyone is dead except one person. Man, this really reminds me of something. What could it be?
Aliens. This time, it's war.
Right. Aliens. Hey, you're going to swipe from the best, right? Anyways, the person, the survivor, is named Alice. And she is deaf. Luckily, the Doctor can speak in sign language, but the Space Marines also have a thing where all of their words are translated into written. And the weird thing is, half the bodies in the facility have been shot. The other half, necks broken. How? They ask her, at least, and all she can tell them is everybody went crazy and just started attacking each other. Why is she the only one left? Intriguing. Well, Elise has a wound on her arm, so Belinda goes to patch it up with the help of Mo, who is sort of also a medical officer. And while that's happening, the commander and the Doctor go to the control room, which is where the well is. Title of the episode. And down in the well, 5, 10 miles. There's a huge gap down there. And as he's talking to them, he comes to realize they've never heard of Earth. No memory of it? No knowledge of the history? Belinda finds the same thing out from Mo. They don't know anything about this planet Earth. Never heard of it. Don't even know the solar system, which is odd. That's where humans came from, more or less. I think these are humans. Well, anyways. That will be something to ponder as the season goes on. Anyways, the Doctor learns that what they were mining here was diamonds. The whole planet's one big old diamond. Boy, that sounds familiar to the Doctor. He asks what the planet's name is. Not the designation. The original name. Midnight. And we get a brief shift back to a Tennant era episode. midnight. He knows something about this entity because he uh, had experienced it before. Now, while this has been going on, Belinda keeps seeing something behind Elise. But you look, no, nothing there. Can't see anything. Then one of the soldiers sees it. Well, they've got to check this out. So they get a couple circles slowly around to behind Elise, and one of them, when they get directly behind her, is thrown across the room, neck snapped. Okay, something's going on here. How'd she do that? Well, she doesn't do it. It's the thing attached to her. The thing attached to her. See, the doctors are come back by this time, and he's realized as long as no one gets behind her, they're okay. And this also explains why all the mirrors were broken. The creature doesn't like to look at itself. Anyways, second in command asks, "Well, what happens if we just shoot you?" To which Elise tells him, "Then it will attach to you." On down the line, whoever kills it then gets it. That's why everyone's dead. Okay. Well, second in command, he's had about enough of the doctor. And he doesn't like that the commander is going along with everything the doctor says. So he calls out for a vote. He declares it's like a red note thingy or other, basically removing commander from command. It gets seconded. That's all they need, just two. So he takes over. And he starts to have everybody start circling around behind her. They're going to take this thing out. And soldiers are getting thrown left and right, dying. Until the commander yells at Elise to look straight at her. Which, she's scared. She does. Which puts her directly in line in front of second in command. And he gets taken out. She's now back in command. She hated to do it, but she had to. Apparently. The commander decides there's only one thing to do. Mission's a bust. They're going to have to leave, and they're going to have to leave Elise here. And it's going to be cordoned off, and nobody's going to come back. That's not good enough for the doctor. He thinks he can save her, and he manages to make contact with the beast. The reason Elise is not affected the way everybody else has been. She can't hear it. She's deaf. The doctor hears the entity in his mind, and he figures out how to get it off of Elise. And he has the commander shoot holes in several of the pipes. They are full of mercury, and they're pouring down. Very reflective. And the doctor tells the creature, "There's something behind you." Apparently, the entity looks, sees its reflection, and Elise is pulled off. And they all run for it. And they run. And they run. And Elise and several of the remaining soldiers manage to get into suits and get lifted back up to the ship. Unfortunately, the entity catches up with them, and now the doctor, Melinda, the commander, and Mo are all trapped there, and it attaches to one of them. And going around the room, they finally realize it's Belinda. Well, the doctor's not going to let her be left behind. He volunteers and offers himself to the entity. He can stay behind, and Belinda can go free. He promised her he would take care of her. But the commander, who is a crack shot, has another idea. And she shoots Belinda very close to her heart. Entity comes to her, and she takes off running. Once Mo has stabilized Belinda, the doctor goes after the commander. And she runs to the well. Gives the doctor a look and does her duty. They are all in her command. She's responsible for them. She's the one to make the sacrifice and falls back into the well. This allowing the doctor, Mo and Melinda, time to get off the ship. She wakes up back in the TARDIS, worse for wear, and she's slowly healing with the doctor's help. Mo, back on the ship, is contacting her superior, who turns out to be Mrs. Flood. Man, she's popping up everywhere. I'm really coming to the idea that she is either the former president of Gallifrey, Romana, who traveled with the Doctor for a while. She was made president during, I think it was the audio series after Doctor Who had ended its TV run the first time. Or it's the Ronnie, another rogue Time Lord, kind of the equal to the Master, although she didn't have as many appearances. Only, I think, 2 or 3. She was played by Kate O'Mara. Great actress, especially if you are familiar with the later era Hammer films. Anyway, Mo's then talked to another crew member, and the crew member kind of jumps. She's like, "What? No, it's nothing." And now Mo and we are starting to suspect the entity attached itself to her and is now off the planet. Wonder if that'll come back this season, or maybe next season. Who knows? Good ending. Ambiguous. I always like that. Yeah, a lot of people online are saying this is the best episode of the season, probably the best episode of this Doctor's run. Pretty good. Don't know if I'd say it's the best, but it's up there. Really good. Good mystery. A lot of suspense. A good use of a previous storyline, I think, where even if you've not seen any of the shows from the Tenet era, they give you enough information without going into long exposition to get you aware, okay, he's dealt with this and he knows what it is and what it's like. And yeah, the actor who plays the Doctor, whose name I can never pronounce, so I'm not even going to try. Really good performance. The usual for him. Was upbeat, excited, let's go exploring, concern, fear, and when he connects with the entity, not only fear, he's crying, feeling the creature's loneliness and experiencing that himself. Really good actor. Runs the Doctor through a lot of emotions. I like that. And good ending. I like the way he tricks the entity and how he tries to sacrifice himself, but someone else takes that away from him and does it themselves. And it works for the character. She's the commander. She's lost a lot of people. They are her responsibility. She cannot have someone else be sacrificed. And of course, Mrs. Flood. She's popping up everywhere. Every place he goes, she is there this time. But she makes sure he doesn't see her. Really starting to get intrigued by that. Well, that's about it for this one. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.